So hello everyone, welcome to the channel. So in this video I'm gonna show you how to create a bank lines in HEC-RAS 2D for our flood modeling. So now let's get started. So in our previous video I have shown you how to create a river center line in HEC-RAS 2D. So in this video I'm gonna show you how to create a bank lines in our HEC-RAS 2D for flood modeling. So first we're gonna navigate to this option called the rivers. So I'm gonna click this and I'm gonna right click and click this option called edit geometry. So once you did that, we have this set of options here. First we have the junctions, and followed by we have the bank lines. So make sure that you select bank lines, and once you did that, these options pop up. Make sure that you select this particular option. So once you select it, it appears in this blue color here, so you can able to see. So it is selected. So the next feature we're going to digitize is the bank lines. And this bank lines has a symbology of red line here, which is represented here, so you can able to see. So in this table called selected layer, so we have the bank lines are represented in as a red line. And further, there is no specific criteria on how to digitize the bank lines. So the bank lines are basically used to define what section of the river is the main river, and everything outside the bank line will be a floodplain. And in the HEC-RAS, it is usually used for used for assigning the Manning's n value. So and the Manning's n value, when the Manning's n value is lower in the main channel because it has a less resistance, and in the floodplain because we have a vegetation and other materials in the floodplain will obstruct the flow of. So it basically obstructs the flow, and it will have a higher Manning n value. And from this digital terrain model I've mentioned in our previous video. So this is our upstream areas, and this is our downstream areas. So the river flows from north. So basically the river flows from south west to northeast. So this is direction of this river flow. And if you have a good terrain, you will see the bank lines, at least the boundary of the bank lines. For example, here you can able to visualize the bank lines here. So you can able to see the distinction between the floodplain here versus the main channel. So this is our floodplain, and this is our main channel, and this is our main channel, and these areas are the floodplain areas. So this is our main channel, and these are the floodplain areas. So these are the floodplain areas. And for similarly for this particular section here, so you can able to see this is our main channel. So this tributary is our main channel, and these are the floodplain for this tributary. So these areas are the floodplain areas. So you can able to see this elevation difference distinctly here. So the channel has a different elevation, and the floodplain has a different elevation. And compared to the above, after the floodplain, we have a higher elevation. You can able to observe that. So these areas are the floodplain areas, and these are the main channel. So you can able to distinguish based on this elevation. So you can able to see from this terrain model. So this is the floodplain area, and this is the main channel. So this is the main channel. And similarly, so here you can able to see here. So let me turn off this the rivers here. So you can able to see this is our main channel, and this is the floodplain areas. So these are the floodplain areas, and let me show you that. So you can also see based on the color here. So this smooth green channel here, so the green color here, somewhat a bluish green color, so it indicates the main channel. And this green areas and light green areas, which indicates the floodplain. Similarly, the light green areas and the green areas of the floodplain, and the blue areas here. So you can able to see this is the blue area, it is a main channel, and this green areas are the floodplain areas. Based on this elevation, you can able to see that. So now we're going to digitize the bank line to differentiate between the main channel from the floodplain. So let me turn on my this particular layer. And when we digitize our river center lines, we use a certain criteria, such as so always we need to start digitizing from the upstream. So we're going to follow this similar criteria for this one, for the bank lines too. So we're going to follow that similar criteria. So we're going to digitize the bank lines from the upstream. So this is the upstream of this study area. So we're going to start digitizing our bank lines from the upstream, and towards going towards the downstream areas. And similarly, when we come towards the junction here, so you can able to see this junction. So we want to make sure that all the center lines ends, all the endpoints which meets at the junction, in case but in the case of bank lines, there is no such criteria. So you can start from upstream or downstream. So you don't have to stop at the junction point. So you don't have to stop at the junction, at least on the. So when you look at the junction here, so you really don't have to stop. So you can keep digitizing and going. So here, once we selected edit geometry, so I have already selected edit geometry. So now we're going to start digitizing it here. So you can able to see this is our upstream of Bald Eagle Creek here. So you can able to see from here. So I couldn't find any bank lines in this area, in the upstream area. So comparatively, so if we move downwards here, we can able to see the bank lines here. So you can able to see this tiny bank lines. So this is our main channel, and this is our bank lines. So in this case we don't have able to see any bank lines here. So we're gonna start creating my bank lines. So we're gonna start digitizing from here. They're gonna start the bank lines from here. So I'm gonna place my points here. So in this upstream area we don't find any bank lines. So as we move downstream, we can find bank lines here. So we're gonna draw the bank lines, a few from the river center lines. So I'm going to draw my bank lines from my river center lines. So after crossing this particular the man-made structure here, so we can able to see the bank lines here more clearly. So here you can able to see the bank lines. Make sure that you place the points perfectly along this bank lines. The river banks, you can able to see this bank line. I'm going to place my points along this the bank lines here. So these areas are the bank lines of the river. So make sure that you place your points perfectly over this on this bank lines of the river. So you can able to see. So I'm placing the points along the bank lines of the river. So you can able to see the color difference as well as the elevation difference here. So based on that, we are placing along the edges of this this river here. So you can able to see. Make sure that you place your points correctly. So we're going to zoom out a bit here. So you can also pan around using your scroll button here. So now I'm placing my points along the bank lines of this river here. So you can able to see. So in case if you want to pan around, you have to use your click and hold your scroll button, and just move your mouse here so you can pan around. So you push your mouse so you can able to see, you can pan around here. Use your scroll button, and let me zoom in and place the points along the bank lines of this river. So you can able to see. So only in the upstream area the channel has a narrow channel it is. So as we move downstream areas, it's gonna be it's gonna be a bigger one. So now placing the points, we have to zoom in here and place the points correctly along the bank lines of the river. So now to pan, I'm gonna use my scroll button to pan around. Similarly, in case if you want to remove this particular point, So for example, I have mistakenly placed this point outside the bank lines here. So in case to remove this particular point, we're going to use this set of buttons in our keyboard using Control and Z. So it can remove those points using Control plus C, then Control plus Z. So to remove those points, let me show you that. I'm gonna use. So for example, I have mistakenly placed my points over this part of the area. So I'm gonna use my Control and Z key. So to remove this particular point, I'm gonna use my Control and Z key together. So it's gonna remove those points. So I could like to place my points here. So likewise, I'm digitizing the left side of this river bank. So the bank lines. So we have two bank lines here. So this is right bank line, and this is left bank line. So currently we are digitizing the left bank lines here. So now I mistakenly placed those points here. So I'm going to remove those points using Control Z. So now I've correctly placed the points along the bank lines. And as we move towards the junction point here, so you can able to see we have the tributaries coming from the northern side here, and this is our main channel. So this is our main channel, and this is the tributary that is coming from the northern. So I'm going to continue digitizing the bank lines here towards the downstream here. So I'm gonna continue my digitizing. I'm gonna place my points along the bank lines here in the downstream of this the Boulder Eagle Creek. So once you completed the bank lines along the left side of this river, so next we have to start from the right side. So to finish the left side of the bank lines, I'm going to double click here. So now you can able to see the color which highlights. So once we reach the end, I have double click in order to stop editing, and we digitize the left bank line here. So to save this, we're going to navigate to this option called bank lines. I'm going to right click and click this option called stop editing. To save this particular bank lines, I'm going to click save, that is the S. So now we can able to see the red color with a red line which appears, that is a bank line of this river. So once we have digitized the left bank, next we're going to start with the right bank. So we're going to navigate to our upstream area here again. So we're going to navigate here, and from again I'm going to right click here and click this option called edit geometry. So we're going to start digitizing from our upstream. So you can able to see here, have to start digitizing towards the right side of this bank lines of this river. So previously we have digitized along the left side. So now we're going to digitize from the right side here. So we're going to start digitizing from here towards till here. Till here we have to digitize it. So now we're going to start digitizing from the right side of the bank of this river. So I'm going to place my point here, and I'm going to start digitizing the right bank of this river. So similarly, we have to pan around, we have to use the scroll button. So we're going to use the scroll button and this hand like symbol which a cursor which appears here. So you can move the DTM. So I'm going to digitize it. So I'm going to place the points along the bank lines of this river. So now we are digitizing the right side of the bank lines of this river. So for example, if you're gonna place a point somewhere around here by mistake, so you have to use the Control and Z key to remove those points. So now here we have this terrain difference along these areas. So you can able to see that. So I'm going to place these points along this side here. Again, I'm going to place my points along the bank lines of this river. So now here I have reached towards my junction point here. So I can able to see this particular one is our tributary. So we can able to see this is our tributary which is indicated here. So this is one of the tributary. So now we're going to digitize, going to move upwards here. So we're going to place my points along the bank lines of this tributary. And I'm going to move upwards. So you can able to see how placing the points along the bank lines. So to place it more accurately, you can zoom in and you can start placing your points along the bank lines of this main channel here. So here I'm gonna double click to stop digitizing, and to save this, make sure that you can navigate to the bank lines and right click and click this option called stop editing. So I'm gonna save this. So now here we have digitized till towards the left side of this tributary. So now I'm gonna start digitizing from the right side of this tributary. So again, I'm gonna navigate to the bank lines. I'm gonna right click and click this option called edit geometry. So once you selected this, make sure that it is selected, and I'm gonna start digitizing from here in the right side of this right side bank lines of the tributary. So now I'm digitizing along the bank lines of this tributary, the right side of this bank line of this tributary. So now I'm placing my pawns along the bank lines of this tributary here. So you can able to see that. So now I'm going to continue digitizing it. So make sure that you place your points along the bank lines of this river. So I'm placing the points here. You can able to see along the bank lines of the main channel. So once we reach the end point of this the main channel, so we have digitized the bank lines here. So we're gonna place the point and I'm gonna double click here. So if you're happy with your digitization, so you can navigate to the bank lines. I'm gonna right click and click this option called stop editing, and make sure that you save your edits using select this option called yes. So you can able to see we have managed to create the bank lines for this river, Bald Eagle Creek. And in case of digitizing this river banks, in case some reason, if you want to stop in the middle of it, in the middle it's fine. So you can just start digitizing from another line. So with respect to the banks, it doesn't really matter whether you have a continuous line or not. So now we have managed to create the bank lines of this particular river, that is Bald Eagle Creek. So to visualize the details of this particular the bank lines, first we have to navigate to this option called bank lines, and we're going to right click on this and click this option called open attribute table. And here you can able to see we have created three lines here, three bank lines, 0, 1 and 2, which indicates the three bank lines we have created. So we're going to close this, and this is how we can digitize our bank lines of the river. So in this video I have shown you how to digitize the bank lines of the river in HEC-RAS 2D for flood modeling. So thanks for watching, and make sure that you subscribe to our channel and give us a like.